Hello friends, once again welcome to Dr. Rajesh Verma's YouTube channel. In today's video, that is in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the aging patterns, the aging process and its changing patterns. Means what is aging, and due to that aging, what are the changes or the developments that take place in the human being we are going to discuss in this video. So remain active, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me, you can write my comment box or you can email me. So dear friends, now let us start this video's topic, that is aging changing patterns. See, the changing patterns. Changing patterns, you know very well what are the changes that occurs during the development period. So now let us start. Before starting, we're going to see the few words which are uttered by the founder of Apple company, Steve Jobs. What he has to say about life. Dear friends, these are the words of Steve Jobs. You can find them on the internet. It's available, but they are very touching, and they depict and manifest the reality of life. Means what an individual is supposed to do during his or her life, Steve Jobs has clearly defined. What purpose of the human life should be. These words are not philosophical ones. These words has come up by experience, by his experience throughout life, what he earned and subsequently what he learned. Now you can see, I'll read it a few lines for you, especially the last paragraph. That is, you can employ someone to drive the car for you, make money for you, but you cannot have someone to bear the sickness for you. Material things lost can be found, but there is one thing that can never be found when it is lost. That is life. When a person goes into the operating room, he will realize that there is one book that he has yet to finish reading, that is Book of Healthy Life. Whichever stage in life we are at right now, be careful and read these words once again. Whichever stage in life we are at right now, with time we will face the day when the curtains comes down. Dear friends, treasure love for your family, love for your spouse, love for your friends, and finally, treat yourself well, cherish others. So you can read this and understand the meaning of life, what he wants to say through this experience. So that was my idea, what changing patterns that occurs during aging change the mindset of an individual who was on the pinnacle of success. So now let us start with definition. The process of going old is known as aging. It occurs when cells of an organism stops dividing further. Means during aging, the further bifurcation or division of cells stops, and that process is known as senescence. What is senescence? Is a biological, intellectual, emotional, social and spiritual changes that occur during the developmental process is known as senescence. Aging has been defined as the collection of changes that render human beings progressively more likely to die. Means the changes which are collected throughout the life, and they make the individual vulnerable for the final destination, that is death. Let us start the introduction. The study of aging is called gerontology. Aging is integral part of human life. Means aging will occur irrespective of your status, your thinking and your socio-economic standing. Here aging, in this context we are studying, particularly in this video we are studying aging in the context of human beings. Other plants, animals, reptile, birds also experience the process of aging, but here we are only particularly concerned with the human beings. It's a gradual and silent process. You will never know. The aging will never make any sound or huckus or buckus. It will gradually and silently progresses. The organically induced developmental changes affect individuals psychologically, socially, and physically. There is no other go and no other way to escape from the process of aging. At the biological level, you know, aging results from the impact of accumulation of, can you tell me, wide variety of molecular and cellular damage over time. That is defined by the World Health Organization. Means the damage at the level of cell induce the aging. That is one of the part. What are the characteristics of aging? The peak performance of 30s starts to slide downwards. Means when you are in 30s, your physical, psychological, every type of performance was peak. Now that starts sliding down, coming down to the towards the foothill. Aging increases vulnerability to various chronic diseases. Yes, because your immune system goes down, your muscular, physiological, or bone strength goes down. If that goes down, that they get degenerated, you are likely to be infected by the various chronic diseases that may be non-communicable, that may be non-contagious, or sometimes it can be contagious. It's a different thing. And you know, aging is synonymous with functional and cognitive degeneration. Well, this you can call it, if your that is physical and cognitive degeneration is in the process, you can understand that aging is in the process. That is synonymous. Well, the most prominent outer change of aging are facial features. How you will come to know that you are getting aging? You are being aged. That is your facial features. What are the facial features? Graying of hairs near your ear. That is your locks. Then enlarged ear. Ears get enlarged, increase. And same thing comes with your nose. So these are the facial features which manifest that individual is in the process of growing old. Now, the next characteristics is nature tends to garnish old age with multiple pathologies. That's a natural thing which I told you earlier. So, multiple pathologies is a part and parcel of aging process. It has to come with the aging. Multiple organ failure is the most common cause of death of old people. That is means your all organs degenerates, they decrease to their lowest performance, then infection comes. This means the multiple organ failure leads to the death in the most common cause among the old people. Aging process silently reduces the timeline between the life and death. The day you born or the day you conceived, from the day you die or involved, that is in the dissolve in the oblivion. During this process, that timeline, aging slowly reduces it without ever knowing or ever with your cognition. Means that is the beauty of aging. It reduces the timeline and you never know that. Then comes the common conditions in older age includes, what are the that common changes? Hearing loss, cataracts and refractive errors, back and neck pain, osteoarthritis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, diabetes, depression, and dementia. These are the few common features. I'll call it the features or characteristics, but these are the common problems, common conditions, or common disease or common pathologies. As whatever you like, feel to call it, you can call it. Next comes the what are the major changes? First, musculoskeletal. Musculoskeletal, what is this? That is relating to musculature and skeleton together degeneration. Means your skeletal process, your bones and your muscles, they degenerate slowly. Then comes reduced functionality of senses. Your senses reduce. The function of that senses significantly reduces. Slowing down of cognitive functioning, that is due to brain alteration. Brain also get older and there are various significant changes, alteration, modification in the brain. Due to that, your cognitive functioning also slows down. Then come physiological systems gradually and silently deteriorates. That is your whole systems, digestive system, circulatory system, your immune system, urinary system, all these systems, your skeletal system, muscular system, all these systems silently they goes down, they get degenerated and deteriorated. Life's objectives are redefined and plans redrawn, as you have seen in the Steve Jobs words. That objectives of the life when it comes to the older stage gets redefined and plans redrawn. Everything get reoriented in the aging process. Then comes the capacity to bear pain decreases because various things. Your mental status and physical status also degenerated. The strength and stamina decreases significantly. That is endurance. That it will come down slowly and slowly. And because everything degenerates, obviously these things has to degenerate. The functional capacity of heart declines, affecting blood pressure and other vital organs functioning. If the heart's capacity declines, it leads to decline in the blood flow, and which consequently impact the other organs, because other organs survive on the oxygen supplied by through the blood, but they didn't get oxygen, sufficient oxygen. This means they start degenerating, deteriorating. Mobility, height and weight decreases. It's a very interesting thing. During old age, your height decreases, your weight decreases, your mobility gets affected. Why this height and weight decreases? Due to the shrinking of bones. The bones become stiff and they get shrink, and due to that your height decreases. Body sags, affecting your balance. That is the reason why old people likely to fall more, because the balance gets disturbed. Changes in social roles and responsibilities, because earlier you were so active, now your body is not so active, your physical system is not so active, nor your cognitive system, so you have to withdraw from your social responsibilities and roles, and that goes for subsequently that get changes. Mental capacity declines, as I told you, due to the brain changes or alteration in the brain, your cognitive functioning declines. That is what are that? That is your mental capacity. Coordinative abilities and stability declines, means your coordination between your senses and your muscular system, that also goes to a toss. That is goes for a toss. Then body becomes stiff and affects endurance and flexibility. As I told you, your body is the collection of your bones and muscles and tissues and everything else. But all these things, they all become stiff. Naturally, body also becomes stiff. And what that impact of that stiffness will be on your endurance and stamina and your flexibility and your day-to-day functional fitness. Then comes the dental texture changes. Means your teeth will flow away. Your gums become, they get shrinks and they become loose, so that also changes. And finally, dear friends, the day will come your reproductive capacity also declines. Wherever you enjoyed your sexual activities, that has come down now, because along with that this capacity also declines. Dear friends, these are my references, you can always cross check them, and next video will be the problems or challenges of aging. This means how these aged people, what type of problems or challenges they face in their life. So dear friends, if you have any comment to make, you can write in my comment box, or you can email me at varmasujit@yahoo.com. I will accept your comments with my open heart. And dear friends, if you love and like this video, share with your friends and those who love to study psychology, that is developmental psychology. And if you feel that anything you dislike about this video, please, my request, you share with me, because that your one input will improve the quality in the next video. By the time, thank you for watching this video. We'll meet soon with the next video. And once again, thank you from my core of my heart.